It's been a very interesting debate this afternoon, and I find myself being schooled in finance, private finance, by the architects of PFI, and on targets by a party whose government have just abandoned their targets to get to net zero. So I think we have to... that being said, there is a lot of consensus about where we need to be this afternoon. So I particularly want to talk about peat restoration. It's something that's very close to my heart as the species champion for the small peril-bordered fritillary, a species of butterfly that can be found in various bogs in North Lanarkshire, including in Greenhead Moss in my constituency and in the RSPB Barnes Hall reservation in the constituency as well. These are really important aspects of what we're doing, and I know it's key to the Lanarkshire Biodiversity Action Plan and the local council because of the importance of these peat bogs. But managing and restoring Scotland's nature requires a partnership approach. It needs us all to be stepping up, not just the government. And that is why I'm so glad that the government has developed an interim principles for responsible investment in natural capital, which means that although investment is welcome, and it is needed, it is also must be responsible, work with communities, be additional and verifiable, and have integrity. And that's at the heart of what the government is doing in bringing forward this proposal. In North Lanarkshire is not unique in terms of its peat bog restoration. Indeed, in an article in December 2021 by Alan Lane in The New Scientist, Peatlands in Peril, the race to save the bogs and slow climate change, Scotland is actually pointed out as being an exemplar in this area. Finland, who lost 5% of all of its peatlands after World War II when it abandoned the peat bogs for forestation, are now recognising they have to bring it back in, and they're looking to the work that's going on in Scotland right now. We know that, in the words of Hans Joostens, Secretary of the General of the Intervention of Mire Conservation, that carbon goes in slowly, but it comes out fast. So it is a long-term commitment. It's a long-term project. It takes up to 10 years to restore peat bogs and ensure that there is no carbon emission from them when they have been degraded. And this is the challenge we have. And also this article highlights the work in Scotland that's going on with the University of the Highlands and Islands, particularly working in conjunction with Nottingham University to actually monitor peat bogs and the behaviour of peat bogs. We know this is an environment that changes and develops over time. Sometimes it can release more carbon dioxide than at others, and they're working with a satellite technology with radio waves that will monitor this, and so that we can accurately measure the peat bogs, not just in Scotland, but across the globe and the planet. And with the recent discovery of the biggest tropical peat bog in the planet being in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, this is a world issue. This is a world challenge. This article also talks about the tensions in Indonesia, where they're trying to restore the peat bogs, and that means farmers being challenged to give up farmland and use the land in a different way. And that's why I'm so glad that this comes in conjunction with a land reform bill coming forward that should help us meet some of these targets. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Presiding Officer.